This is National Native News. I'm Antonia Gonzalez. It was a busy weekend with wildfires in the Northwest, where a cold front brought lightning, high winds, and no rain to a region already plagued by extreme dry conditions. As Emily Schwing reports, tribal leaders declared a state of emergency on the Yakama Reservation in Washington.
The state's Department of Natural Resources reported nearly 70 new fire starts over the weekend. A fast-moving fire destroyed 2 homes and an abandoned structure near White Swan on the Yakama Nation reservation in south central Washington. Elizabeth Sanchi helps with incident command for the Yakama Nation.
It was quite a shock. We had a large fire in 2011, and there was multiple homes lost in that fire, so you have a little bit of flashback and scared. We were scared.
80 miles to the east, 5 more homes in Kennewick were also destroyed on Saturday. 2 homes have been lost to the Boyd's fire near Kettle Falls in the northeast corner of Washington. With no rain in the forecast, officials don't expect the threat of wildfire to let up anytime soon. I'm Emily Schwing reporting.
295 Navajo farmers and ranchers have filed suit against the EPA and private defendants over the Gold King mine waste spill. In August 2015, millions of gallons of toxic waste spilled near Silverton, Colorado, which flowed into rivers and impacted farmers and ranchers in the Four Corners. They were forced to stop using water from the San Juan River. The river is the main water source for them on the Navajo Nation to irrigate crops and water livestock. The lawsuit seeks around $75 million in damages for individuals. Tribal leaders and U.S. lawmakers have called on the Environmental Protection Agency to compensate those hurt by the spill. The lawsuit filed in federal court earlier this month is separate from a lawsuit filed by the Navajo Nation. The other lawsuit seeks damages for harm to the San Juan River and reimbursement for cleanup and water quality monitoring. The EPA has publicly taken responsibility for the spill and has said it's reviewing claims. Thousands of Native American artifacts were recently found at a construction site in Norwalk, Connecticut. State transportation officials say the items were found during an archaeological survey. A fort and artifacts were discovered at the site. Some may be more than 3,000 years old. The Associated Press reports there was no evidence of human remains. Construction is replacing an old rail bridge. The fort is reportedly expected to be removed and the artifacts preserved and analyzed. The Tulalip Tribes in Washington opened a cannabis shop Friday, one of the first legalized marijuana dispensaries in Indian country. The Arlington Times reports Tulalip is one of 4 tribes in Washington state to enter into the cannabis retail market. The tribe has created its own cannabis regulatory arm to work on policies and enforcement with the State Liquor and Cannabis Control Board. The shop is part of tribal business ventures to generate revenue and business growth. The Ho-Chunk Nation in Wisconsin is celebrating the 3rd anniversary of its smoke-free casino. The casino's policy was changed after management reviewed a health study by the Great Lakes Intertribal Council. It surveyed players at different tribal casinos in the state and their attitudes towards cigarette smoke at gaming facilities. The survey showed a smoke-free facility may bring in high-tier players more often and, in addition, may benefit employees and the public. The tribe, a native tourism group, and tobacco-free groups will help celebrate the anniversary Friday at the casino in Madison. The event will include a panel on the indigenous view of tobacco. Ho-Chunk Gaming is the only casino in the state to be 100% smoke-free. I'm Antonia Gonzalez.
National Native News is produced at the Annenberg National Native Voice Studios by Kawanak Broadcast Corporation. Funding is by Odawi Law Group, provider of Indian law solutions, and by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, with support from the Public Radio Satellite System.
For Native Americans affected by domestic violence, the Strong Hearts Native Helpline offers peer-to-peer support and resources. It's safe, confidential, and toll-free at 844-7-NATIVE. Program support by the National Indigenous Women's Resource Center.
And by the law offices of Sonosky, Chambers, Saxe, Miller, and Monkman, a national tribal rights law firm with offices in Washington, D.C., New Mexico, California, and Alaska, and online at sonosky.com.
Native Voice One, the Native American Radio Network.